Do you want a managed service to do it for you and then you just pay a commission fee on everything that's returned? Or do you want to invest in a VA to do it and then you've got to keep them trained up? You've got to pay their benefits and such. So yeah, it really comes down to what are your priorities.
Welcome back. I got an interesting guest today. We were just having some fun. Instead of in the green room, he's in the pink room. We'll talk about what all that means in just a minute. But we are going to have some fun on the podcast today, as always. Thank you for joining me. And get in there, like, share, comment, help me beat big tech. You know how it goes. Even if you put some nasty comments, I don't care. It helps the algorithm. Just say something stupid. It's fine with me. But if you have something good to say, leave a review as always. So we're going to talk today about what? Alex, what's on your heart, man? What do you want to talk about today? Pink rooms, green rooms, yellow rooms?
Pink rooms? Well, I am in the pink paradise. Yeah, I was just telling Neil here, my office, I've been relegated to my wife's childhood bedroom here. And literally everything in here is pink. It's pretty intense.
Well, I suppose we are influenced in our life by our wives to some degree, are we not?
You telling me that I'm slowly become pink myself?
I'm telling you my favorite color too. Shirt out. I'm telling you that the shirt I'm wearing right now is bought for me. Although I love it because I wear these to the beach and then in summer I can't get out of them because I absolutely love them. I did not pick them out for myself. But since I have 5 women in my house, they typically want to pull things together and they sort of want to design and look and dress and do things. And well, of course, I got to come along for the ride in some cases. I don't have a choice.
It streamlines your life.
I can't.
It makes everything easier for you, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure, dude. I stopped playing man-on-man defense a long time ago. I had to go zone because I couldn't keep up with it. But yeah, that's the story of my life. What's the story of your life?
What is the story of my life? Okay. Graduate university and run away.
Yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
That's a great story.
Yeah, so I guess my adult life really, I guess, starts when I moved to Vietnam. I left the UK, came and lived in Vietnam. I've been here for like 8 years now. Originally, it was going to be 1, maybe 2.
Yeah,
and I think you know the story, right? You meet a beautiful woman who just happens to have a beautiful pink paradise, and then you get stuck there.
Drawn into the nest.
Yeah.
They do that. What is it? Black Widows. That doesn't usually go very well. I think yeah, hopefully it's not that case. Well, you dropped out of university to do what? Go surf?
Oh, get married? Didn't drop out. No, I managed to graduate first. But as soon as I graduated, I graduated and then ran off. Yeah, so I came to Vietnam and thought, I'll teach English here for like a year, maybe 2 years, because I don't want to sit behind a computer and work in an office straight away.
Yeah.
And so I did that and then realized, well, if I'm going to be here for the long haul, I need to do something else, right?
Okay.
So I went back to software engineering. Yeah, make some real money and do something that's got a bit more of a future.
There you go.
Yeah, so transitioned back into tech and became a software engineer and kind of did that for the past 5 years or so.
Became a software engineer.
Yeah, well, my degree was in computer science, so I kind of knew how to build software, right? And just sort of transitioned to doing it full time.
Yeah, you can make money doing that. I don't know. Do people make money in software engineering these days?
Well, the current economy. I mean, quite a few people have been losing their jobs, haven't they?
Yeah, well, there's that problem too, I suppose. When AI starts coding better than us, we're all hosed, right?
Yeah, right. Funny you say that. As I'm working now, right, I use GitHub Copilot, and I can't imagine writing code without it now. It's incredible. Okay,
is it more prompting than writing? Is it writing through the prompts, or thinking about how to engineer the output?
It's reading your mind. So as you're writing it, I guess it's kind of been trained on all this code within GitHub, right? So as you're writing it, can kind of recognize what you're trying to do and just kind of text guesses what you're doing, and you can auto-complete.
No, well, that's incredible. So I didn't even know that. At what point does the AI write its own code?
Well, I'm sure you and probably many of your listeners have tried on like ChatGPT to get to write code and stuff for you. And it's pretty good. Yeah, it's not great. It's not perfect. Nothing quite works. You
want it to be perfect, and then it becomes sentient, and then we have another problem like Terminator. Like we want it to go so far. We don't want it to go so far, do we?
No. We want to be the masters for a little bit longer. We hoped
a little bit. Yeah, I saw
a funny quote. I think it was from like a random paper or something like. It's like, I want AI to do all of my laundry and clean my toilets and my chores so that I can spend more time on art and creative things. I don't want the AI doing all the art and the creative things so that I can spend my time cleaning my toilet. It's like, damn. Yeah.
But they have AI robots now that clean toilets. I don't know if you saw that one. So that is even being done by robots now. Yeah, they have this machine that goes in and it like cleans the whole bathroom and does its whole thing and then comes out by itself and leaves. Yeah, so like WALL-E. We were watching WALL-E with the kids the other day. Have you ever seen WALL-E?
Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah. It's where AI takes us, right? We're all fat and floating around in hover chairs and have no idea how we're tapped in.
Give me the hover chair.
Because AI is taking care of everything. Sounds really awesome. But I don't know where this whole thing goes. Where does it go, man? Like, how far does it go in your mind?
Who knows, right? Yeah, I think we've all been pretty blown away since that ChatGPT came out, 3.5, right? And then now, sure, we're using it within Refundify. We're using it to damn near everything, right? So we actually like email copy, it does all our email stuff. We're trying to bounce ideas off of it, creating these like custom GPTs. I don't know if you played with those. You can set it up with like personas and stuff. It's so incredibly powerful. It's kind of just taking away the cognitive burden of doing everything yourself and just offloading it onto your helper. For now, it seems like sorry, please.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I see. For now, it seems like you very much have to guide it through and push it in certain directions. But how long until it's kind of doing the opposite and dragging us through and being more generative as opposed to waiting for our prompts?
No, very true. It's it's one of those things where there are good and bad aspects to it. We use it to time compress activities, emails, scripts, marketing materials. We use it in our product research side, and we use it in the listing and creation of the images and graphics and copy. And it's really condensed time down, which is great. Still requires that human interaction, which could be good or bad. If somebody doesn't know what to tell it what to do, you're going to get bad output, right? And bad input, bad output. How are you using it to create productivity and revenues and opportunity in what you're doing?
Yeah, well, one is the coding aspect, right? So I'm still writing software for the business. It's increased our productivity massively. I'm also using it a lot as like a coach. I'm still quite early on in my entrepreneurial journey, right? There's a lot of things that I don't know, a lot of things I need to learn. And whereas before you sit and read a book, it takes a long time, right? Now you can kind of just start asking AI, asking ChatGPT questions. If I need to learn how to build a sales funnel, I can jump in there and talk to it. What is a sales funnel? How do I build one? Talk me through the steps.
So there's some really cool things. Yeah, I mean, just the more information you feed it, of course, the better it gets. And if you want to be specific, like the other day, I was trying to think of a new angle for an email for a live event we've got coming up. And I happened across a post from a friend, and he was just like, well, here's your quick way to do this. And just feed it all your old emails about the copy or whatever, get it to analyze it, and then just ask it to write you a new email. And I'm like, well, it can't be that simple. It can't be that good, right? So I was actually very surprised. I threw it all in a Google Doc. I exported it as a PDF, and I uploaded it to Claude AI. And I said, hey, analyze this. And it went right through, and it was like, here are all the things we're seeing. And I'm like, dang, that's actually spot on. And so I just said, write me an email. And what came back was pretty impressive. Dang,
I mean,
impressive. I was surprised how fast it worked.
Yeah, when you kind of give it a template of what you want it to do, right? So essentially you're kind of mini training on your own data. Yeah. I did a similar thing today, kind of gave it a bunch of my tests I had written for a load of my code and said, okay, now go on and do it in the same style for this code. And it pops it out.
Yeah.
So you can have it learn from you and then spit out kind of you. It's a little bit concerning, but also a huge
opportunity and a little concerning. Yes, both very well said. You're using it at your software. Tell us a little bit about that and how that software is impacting using AI and other things, how it's impacting businesses.
Yeah, so we're Refundify. We're doing Refundify. It's an Amazon FBA reimbursement service. So I don't know if I imagine you and your listeners are probably aware of it. Essentially, it's just finding discrepancies within the reports from Amazon FBA, figuring out where Amazon's made mistakes so that we can
Amazon makes mistakes?
Claim. I know that's hard to believe, but Neil, it's true. Yeah.
You're busting my fanboy bubble here, man.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Oh, man, my reality is shaken. Amazon makes mistakes. That's like, that doesn't happen. Three little words.
So essentially we're just trying to find money and go back and claim it for the sellers. But the way we're using it is, I mean, our name is Refundify. Guess where that name came from, Neil?
I'm probably going to get given back money to Amazon.
We were doing our best to come up with what should we call this? We got AI to or ChatGPT to come up with 10 names for us, and then we kind of shortlisted them from that. We even got it to shortlist the names. And
did you get it to ask for the domain too and everything? Yeah, it's cool. It's so we do we do something very similar on the branding concept side. Is we'll throw it a bunch of names and ideas and ask it which ones are not registered domains and whatnot. And man, you can really quickly find branding ideas for great names very fast.
Yeah, for sure. And as you keep talking about your brand as well, like we keep talking about Refundify, right? We're continuously giving it our terms of service. We throw in all the emails that we create. We get to help figure out the best touch points for getting people through our sign up process and such. And it's just slowly learning more and more about Refundify. And then kind of what we were saying earlier about kind of you're mini training it and it's almost imitating you. When we kind of bring new things to it, like, hey, we want to do some social posts, it can spit things out that are really quite good now because it's aware of the entire business already. So the more you use it, the more information you feed it, the better it becomes.
Okay. Is that similar to the way that if I put more information into Refundly, the more I give it, the better and more accurate my reporting and my refunds become?
Not quite. So with Refundify, essentially, we're pulling down the data ourselves.
Pulling it in. Okay.
Yeah, we're pulling it from the Amazon SP API. And we would love to say that we're using AI to find these mistakes, but frankly, it's just not needed. You can kind of just go through the data. You should pretty much, you can take the data and go through it and just find the discrepancies.
Well, but you're talking about data. How much data are we talking about? How long would this take if I just manually pulled those and went through them?
So you can, and some sellers do that. It's a very doable process. It's just time intensive.
Sure.
And it's something you've got to do regularly, right? So Amazon only allows refunds back. Certain types of refunds can go back 18 months, others 6, others 3. So kind of you need to be running this reconciliation monthly, really. And if you're a very large seller, that's a lot of transactions you've got to go through. It's going to take you a lot of time. So it's kind of do you want a managed service to do it for you and then you just pay a commission fee on everything that's returned? Or do you want to invest in a VA to do it and then you've got to keep them trained up? You've got to pay their benefits and such. So yeah, it really comes down to what are your priorities.
We're pushing a couple buttons. Yeah. In terms of saving, say, time and saving money, kind of what are the averages you would expect in a time saving, or even what are you seeing on average your customers are saving however often they run? What do you recommend they run and how often are they saving?
Yeah, so it really depends on like the size of the account. So Amazon makes errors we see generally between kind of 1% and 3% of the seller's revenue ends up being lost. When you do the math on that, actually ends up quite a lot of the profit, right? So that can be like 15% of your profit if you're on like a 20% profit margin, 10% profit margin, that could be 30% of your profit. It's a lot. So there's a lot of money that can be brought back, right? I think we had an audit a couple of weeks ago that was $177,000 that was just sat there. And every month he was losing like 20K by not doing his reimbursements. So that seller, if he continued to just not do it, he was losing 20K per month, right? Just by not running.
And you take a commission by helping him reach that goal, correct? Is that how your service works?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's no like monthly fees. It's just we take a percentage of everything that we recover. So if we don't recover anything, the seller doesn't pay anything.
Is that tiered by monetary? So a smaller commission for smaller amounts and then reversed, it goes larger and smaller based on how much refund you actually get. What will somebody pay at that amount at the high end? Did he pay like 1, 2, 3% on that money?
So we bracket it based on monthly revenue. So if your monthly revenue is kind of around 10K-ish, you'll pay around 22%. And then it goes all the way down to like 13%. So yeah, it just depends on where you fall within the range.
That's very cool. I mean, it's an easy slam dunk win. Why wouldn't you do it? I mean, you're paying a commission to find money. You're going to make money from money you didn't have that you lost. So that's like
simple. There's nothing to lose.
Well, really, no. There's only something to gain, which is a wonderful, irresistible offer you've created. Well done. Is it just you, or do you have a staff, a team now working with you, or?
Yeah, so this has actually been running as part of my business partner's business, their Seller Candy. They've been running this revenue recovery service for actually, in total now it's been going nearly 3 years. But I joined the team about a year ago, and we relaunched under a new brand, Refundify, and we brought in all the automations and things, kind of streamlined it, making a much bigger push to the new brand.
How many clients are you currently helping you with their refunds right now?
Around about 500-ish, something like that. So a fair number, and we're building up.
Do you track what they average save on a year out of those 500? Is there a big, hairy number somewhere in there that you're thinking?
I couldn't draw it off the top of my head.
Oh, come on, dude. That's your marketing pitch right there. We save our customers $1.2 billion every year in refunds. I'm like, oh, what the?
Can I use those numbers? Because those are good.
I don't know. You tell me. It's 500 clients. How much is it? Sounds like it. I know Amazon makes mistakes, and some of those are probably very costly. I know it may shock some people on here for me to admit that Amazon makes mistakes, but after selling for almost 12 years, they make some mistakes. Some of them are big. Some of them are very costly. Well, it is a cool opportunity, and there is a totally irresistible offer for people to go check that out. And show notes and links, guys, is go take a look. There's nothing to lose. There's only something to gain if you find out if you've got 3, 5, 10,000 or more in monthly sales. It sounds like a no-brainer opportunity to make you money back for money you already earned that you just didn't claim. So go claim it, right?
Sure, and it's one of those things that the sooner you do it, the better. Like I said, that client, It was like losing around 20K a month by not doing it.
Yeah.
So once you hit those
Track
limits,
your books, do your
Amazon's
due diligence.
not interested. Yeah.
Great offer,
And
man. And where are you based at, Alex?
I'm based in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. So
Currently
like
still
I
in
say,
Vietnam. Okay. Just Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah, I've been here for about 8 years. There's talk of trying to move up to central Vietnam and escaping the big city, going to somewhere.
Right.
And
Gonna pull
another
a
big city,
Twa
but
Mountain. Huh?
a little more open. The Twa Mountain.
Get you a
You
little-
coined that.
That's what we refer to. We were like, you got to come up with like Four Forks Ranch or something cool like that. And we're like, well, we haven't come up with anything unique. And maybe people can think of the acronym TWA as something. I don't know. I haven't really come up with a better one myself. But so, yeah, we live in the country on Twa Mountain. You need to escape to the mountains. It's fun. Escape to the country. You'll never regret it. I didn't. And I loved living here myself and enjoy it. And building that lifestyle by design was not something I envisioned. It was my wife's vision to do that. And I'm glad I jumped on it and went with her, because it would suck to be alone and single. Since I stayed married and we moved out here, it's been awesome. She's not listening to this podcast, so we're good. But
it's going to inflate.
It was her vision. She picked it up one day and she's like, she came from the country. I came from a cul-de-sac. I don't know if you've ever been in the country, experienced it, worked on wire fences or whatever, or just took care. Yeah, neither did I. I grew up in an asphalt jungle and lived in bigger asphalt jungles. And never, when somebody said, hey, you're going to get an acre, I'm like, whoa. And then my wife was like, well, I think we should get 20 acres. And I'm like, 20 what? What am I going to do with 20 acres? That's insane.
Is that like this big or like what?
Yeah, what is that in Vietnam? What does 20 acres in Vietnam look like? I don't have any.
There's no room here, I tell you. In the city.
No.
Yeah.
No, probably not in the city. No, I would expect not. You'd have to go way up into the country to find.
Yeah, it's crazy actually. Like where they even build the houses. It's like you have a plot of land. The house is built up to the very edge of the land, right? There's no outdoor area. It's like
I lived there.
Like,
I lived there in a cul-de-sac, and then we lived in a big house, and then it was like you mowed the lawn like in 5 steps. Then you went back the other way, and like places where there were no lawn. And now it takes me 5 hours.
You can do it with scissors.
Yeah, right. It's really anal retentive, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't have time for that, dude. I do get my nothing box though. When you get a 4 or 5 hour mow job done, you can go into that thinking nothing box and come out with all kinds of ideas. But when you're just listening to the hum of the mower, so highly recommend it. It's very therapeutic.
Absolutely. Like when I get kind of a bit tired of the city and it's too oppressive, then I go to this mountain street, the city in the mountains, still a city, technically. It's called Dalat, and it's absolutely stunning. Incredible. It's a very small city, and then just all around it, just the most beautiful routes through the mountains. You just hop on a motorbike, cruise around there, and it's like the stress, you just feel it melt off you. It's absolutely incredible.
Fresh air is good stuff.
Go and sit in a coffee shop and you look across this big mountain range, sipping your coffee, and you're like, why do I live in a city?
No, that's too sophisticated. What are you talking about? Where's the campfire and the like bacon on the grill, man? Not that coffee shop. What are you talking about?
Wake up cold and wet. What's going on?
Oh no, yeah, no. I laughingly saw the meme the other day. It's like only Americans would buy like $1,000 worth of equipment to go pretend like they live in the wild and go camping, right? It's like that's technically in a nutshell. Yeah, why do that when you can go sip coffee in the mountains of Vietnam, right?
Yes.
Do they have their own blend of coffee out there? Oh, it's a totally random question, but do they have their own like unique blends of coffee and stuff?
Vietnam is coffee crazy. I think it's like the second or third highest consumer of coffee, but not like coffees like you and I were accustomed to, right? I first came here and you have something called a Café Serdar or a Café Deng Dar, and they make it with this Robusta coffee that they grow in Vietnam. And you get halfway through your coffee and you're like, you're smelling colors. Like it's super intense. Like it's just
what are they lacing in the coffee? This wasn't the stuff pooped out of the monkeys, right? That's a different location.
Well, they do have that as well, the Suvat.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
now we're
in the Highlands, actually.
Now we're seeing colors. Yeah.
You push it away. No more.
I gotta take my phone calls.
Cut the powerful stuff, I tell you.
Well, I hear nicotine's actually pretty good for you. Oh, well, maybe that's one way to get a lot of nicotine. Who knows?
Nootropic nicotine, right?
Dude, you're a fun guest. I enjoyed it. We could keep going on for another hour. Like, guys, check out the list. Go see what Alex is doing. Go find your found money. It's not hard. If you're selling on Amazon and they make mistakes, find the ways to get your money back. This is a great way to do it. And you're a fun guy to talk to, Alex. I appreciate you coming on and sharing some stuff. Anything that I didn't ask you that you want to finalize, talk about, a question, talk about more monkey coffee or something?
Come to Vietnam and we'll try. I'll treat you to a cup.
Yeah.
I'll hold your hand through the experience as you take off.
Come out here and I'll make you mow for 5 hours after you drink your coffee.
Sounds great.
Look at my lawn and it's going to be like this. Or get off the lawn.
Look forward to this end.
This will be awesome. Bring coffee. Great. I'll have gas and mowers ready to go.
Perfect.
Appreciate you,
Neil,
brother.
thank you so much. Yeah, it's
Hey,
been
one
good
last
fun.
question.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. One last question. If I could introduce you to somebody, alive or dead, if they're alive, it might even happen the 6 degrees of separation question. Who would you want to meet, have coffee with the monkeys up in the mountains, and just sit down and pick their brain?
Christ, okay. I know he gets a lot of stick these days, but I think I'd really like to just meet Elon Musk. I think I've seen him on some podcasts and stuff, and I love the way he speaks. He's asked a question, he'll sit there, contemplate it, really think about it, and then come up with an insightful answer. I'd love to just sit there and chat with him. And also be like, why do you troll so much? What's that about?
Right. I love it. It's hilarious. It's just conflict marketing, the best kind ever.
Yeah,
it
works.
cracks me up. Yeah. Well, guys, you know the rules. Tag him in below. If you know somebody who knows somebody, maybe Alex can have a sit down with Elon. You never know what's possible. It's 6 degrees of separation. I'm sure we're somewhere in a network of people who might be able to reach him. You never know. Dude, appreciate you coming on. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Neil. Take care.